This week on Not Well, we talk about
celebrity penises
and Jim's going to Mexico. What do we even talk about today?
Burning down beds.
And when you come out and your father hates you, or I don't know, what are we
What else did we talk about? Trans lesbian men.
Oh, fuck. And I'm a disaster at the bars.
We talk about fairies and mermen.
Oh, fuck, we did. Okay, well, this is the recap. There's so much shit. I can't. You're just going to have to watch. I don't even know what that was. Oh, no. I did this. I go, like, what?
You're so I love it.
Welcome to another episode of Not Well. I am Bobby.
I am Jim, and we're back in the studio.
Back in the studio. Back from Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Giving thanks to those.
The Lord.
P.S. We had to go around the circle at my house.
Oh.
Let me explain to you.
What is this?
So the Griffith House Thanksgiving is usually insane. There's usually like 35 people. This year was like 15. Mine. Okay. So it was like it was a smaller crowd.
15, damn. Okay.
So I was like, okay, so we're all going around. Everybody's like, I'm thankful for family and, whatever. I go,
Jenny Craig.
I'm thankful for family, but I'm also thankful for my therapist.
You're such a bitch.
And that was my thankfulness. Thank you.
Okay, that's so bitchy, but I love it.
It's bitchy, but also it's like...
I mean, I'm thankful for you guys, but like you caused so much trauma that I'm just gonna be thankful for my therapist.
My father that's not here.
He wasn't even there.
Nope. Nobody.
They don't come to Thanksgiving?
Well, my dad usually does, but he's in Hawaii.
Alone.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Like, he doesn't actually have to come, but to say, like, do you want me to come?
Yeah, or, hey, I would love to see your house sometime. Okay, yeah, we'll figure something out.
And then let it ride.
And that's it. And then let it ride.
I like those. That's the best. We're
Right,
going to hang out. We got to hang out soon.
Oh, God.
It's like when I ran into Brian on the way to Hairspray, and he was like, we've got to all get together soon. I'm like,
well, that's Brian.
You
Shout out to Brian Wright.
Did you live with him?
Yep. I did. I found him on Craigslist. We met on Craigslist as roommate. No.
Jerk off together.
No,
okay.
Looking for roommates. And I was like, hey. And he's like,
hey, kitty.
I have to tell you something right away that I'm gay. And I go, oh, well, so am I. So, and this is like right after I came out, kind of like literally like a couple months after I came out. So I was like, I'm gay too.
Weird.
And he's like, really? I'm like,
so like you randomly got a gay guy?
Yes.
You weren't like asking, I want a gay
Nope.
roommate. Oh, that's really weird.
It's very weird.
So it's
then
fate,
I was like,
and then you let it fall apart.
No, it's not fell apart. We're friends. I mean, we just have
real estate is for. Did we talk about this in another episode?
Devil? I don't know.
We got to talk about real estate.
Like just how they are.
I feel this is not specifically to Brian, but I feel like people who can't do anything else do real estate. Like people who are not qualified to do anything else and aren't smart enough to get a degree, they go into real estate. And like shots fired, but like I'm just being honest.
I don't know. I
don't know if that's everyone. But
I don't know if that's fully accurate, but I also can understand
all the people that I know in real estate. It's like, what are you doing?
So real estate, I feel like there's two different types of realtors.
Okay,
there's the ones that are actually like legit and like, but even they're kind of kooky.
Yeah,
they're all kooky.
That's the
they're
thing
all
is,
like quirky and like they're like, hi, oh my god, here's my car. It's all fake.
I'll give them a call. Don't worry. Hey, how are you today? Blah blah blah. It's like Jesus fucking Christ.
They're always working. It's like
I want it to be a computer. Like I don't want to have to talk to a realtor.
Honestly, that's the way I am now online. Like if I have to make an appointment and I can't just click it online, I will not. 9 times out of 10, I won't call and make the appointment. It's fucked up, but I can't
don't
do
either.
it.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you. You're a liar.
I schedule
anyway.
my dentist appointments online. I scheduled my doctor appointment online. I'm not calling you. I don't want to talk to you.
We don't want to talk to you. So please, if you have an online service or you have a service that's not online, please get it fucking online so we can register there because nobody wants to fucking call your office.
Just a quick thing I've noticed that all the people who are realtors in my life have fucked up lives.
Do you think they're all like on ADHD medicine too?
That's what I'm wondering.
You get that vibe.
Like they've all had like a lot of unsuccessful relationships, a little cracked out, a little like, are they just on Adderall? Is it cocaine?
A little bit of both.
Why do they want to call everyone? Like we're saying, like it doesn't make sense to me. And then it's like ultimately it's like they're getting money that you bought a house. I mean, you bought the house, but they get money.
It's literally,
and it's like you signed a paper and then they get the money and you're like, but I just paid for a house. 6%. Like if you sell a house, you pay 6% of that sale, which comes out to tens of thousands of dollars to someone who just
walked you
did
around a
nothing
house,
and like listed it on a website, and then people like me and you would look and be like, I like that house. Oh, I have to talk to a realtor.
Well, Misty Lynn's the queen of that. Like, she sells all the houses, but you don't ever see her ass.
You don't ever see it, right?
Was our house, and she didn't come to closing.
That's what I'm saying. It's
like,
kind of like, I don't really feel that they provide a service that warrants 6% of whatever you're selling your house for.
It depends. Again, like I said, I think there's some that actually are like legit and are really good. There are some though that are like lazy as shit, don't have the answers, and yet still get your 6% at the end because you end up figuring it out basically. Because then you have to call your this, and then you have to buying a house. If you've never bought a house, I don't know.
Disaster.
It's so confusing because you have to talk to this person, but then you got to go to this person, and then you got to go to this lender, but then also then the lender has a fucking bulb, and you're like, I'm sorry. Like, also, I can't spend on my credit card because you're going to keep looking at it. Like, listen, bitch.
Oh, yeah. They're like, don't open a new card.
Don't spend anything.
Don't spend on that credit card.
I'm like, well.
I was like, but I want to.
But I have a trip coming up.
It made no sense. I was like, so if I was good to get a house, 3 weeks ago, but then I opened a credit card and suddenly my credit score is too low to get this house. But that's the reason it dropped. And you're going to be like, no, you can't have a house.
That's what I don't.
Like, it's literally dumb. I think it's all, pardon me.
Pardon you.
That's the turkey.
That was the turducken.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, God. That's terrible.
Fake turducken. That'd be disgusting.
It's sick.
I'm actually just like,
I wouldn't eat
I just want to eat mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes. Oh my God, maybe I can make something.
Did you take an edible?
I did.
When? I was like
right when you got here.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I snuck it.
You're such a bitch. I didn't see anything.
No, yeah, it was the orange one. Sorry.
So, I hate you. Yeah. So I think that's all I have to say about realtor. I think there's like an entire fake industry created so that realtors have jobs. Like when you're talking about,
this is literally
you have to go to this person and this person. No, it doesn't have to be that
it's
complicated.
All created. Everything's created.
You could go on a website and be like, here's my credit score. Here's where I live. Here's how much money I make. Here's my W-2. Can I afford this house? Can you give me a loan? Okay, you can. I want to buy it from this person. Connect me to that. It could be a website. We don't need all of this extra shit.
We absolutely
Titles.
don't.
I had to go to a title agency. What is that? Why?
But the title agent has to have a secretary. They have to have a.
Oh, and then
it just keeps.
Mine was training another title agent, and then they get out and they notarize it and all that. I'm like, this is a waste of time. So I'm like, how much money do they just make? Like, I don't even know. I think I had to write them a check, but I don't remember.
There's like a lot of industries like that, especially like hi IRS. Why do I have to tell you how much I owe you for you then to tell me I'm wrong or right? But like, why couldn't you just say like, hey, we owe you, here's your money, or hey, you owe us, here's your bill? No, you make us go through that bullshit because some of us you don't have to pay because we won't file correctly or something. So you get all this extra money that you're not going to have to pay us back. And if we owe, you're all over our ass. It's like,
well, except for the people who find the loopholes, like the rich people.
Oh,
so
like
they
Trump.
have ways to get all the way around it. Yes,
claimed like $70 million loss a year or something. I was like,
it's all just like,
it's all games and fucking lies.
Yeah, but not for us.
But not for us normal
real life.
Normal folk.
Normal folk.
Us normal folks.
So recently I heard you were in a Walmart. What's been going on there?
Okay, so I wanted to tell you, this kind of ties in with like the worker thing, but like, I mean, literally it was like probably 70 self-checkouts and 3 regular lines. And the people in there are like but like all they're doing is spraying the fucking things after somebody goes there. And I'm like, wait, so I'm sorry.
Yep.
It's all self-check. We talked about this. I mean, Matt, was it Walmart that you saw that?
No, Matt, when we go to Kroger, Matt's like, I don't want, he's like, they're not paying me to check out groceries. So like, why am I checking out my own groceries? And it's sad because like it got rid of jobs for people.
Well, that's
too.
what I'm saying, and I'm like, it's weird.
Like, we can't find anyone to work. I'm like, well, you're not paying them enough. That's not because you. But can't then also find
now
them
you
to
have
work.
people who are just spraying the machines down for a living. It's like I'm not really sure what's happening here, and I'm
just
not
like
really sure I
attach
like
an auto
it.
sprayer to the self checkout, and it sprays when.
Why are we so
leave.
concerned about germs now? I mean,
well,
get
that's
it,
the other
COVID,
thing.
but
It's like the contact stuff. Like COVID doesn't spread that way.
That's what we found out.
And that's what people were going to grocery stores. Remember in the beginning, we were wiping things down. I was wiping my fruit under the sink. I was wiping packages. I mean,
how scary was that?
We blacked out a lot of that.
High because it's trauma.
We've blacked out.
It's trauma that we're gonna have to address when we're in our fucking 60s. We'll be like, why am I so anxious about the clip? Like, oh my God.
Literally, even with a mask on a walk outside, would cross the street if I saw someone coming towards me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So would we.
Everyone did because we were like, well, we don't know how far it spreads.
How weird that this story in 20 years they'll be like, oh my God,
They'll
you
be
were
like-
alive for the pandemic. What happened? All these kids will be asking us. We'll be
We
like,
won't remember most of it.
I'll be like, well, I know I went in the hot tub like every day after work and just got drunk every day. And like,
well, and that's when I started the beer delivery, and that's when my drinking problem started.
That's when you gained some weight.
And that's why I gained weight, COVID. And that's
case
also
closed. Now
Case
why
closed.
I'm a homebody. And that's also, like,
Yeah,
I know
you are.
actually a lot of people, they were saying something
And
about,
you became a pothead during COVID.
I did. I mean, do you blame me? Yeah, blama. But like people now, people. Oh, fuck, what was I
It's
going
hitting.
with? So kids that are in college now, like they're freshmen, they missed a year of high school. They missed a year of socializing, but they got so used to throwing these like undercover parties that now like underage people don't go to the bars. They'll go to the bar, but like for a drink, and then they finish at home now. It's like they're doing the
You mean
opposite.
the afters?
So there's after parties that are the actual parties.
Right.
That's what's happening. Where it used to be like we'd pregame, you'd go out, then you go to an after party. The after party is usually like you're eating and you're like,
Yeah, you're
not in good
passing
condition.
out.
You're either going to
It's
fuck
Taco
or
Bell.
somebody's going to fuck
Taco
you.
Bell, maybe you're going to get finger banged, but then you're going to bed.
But then you're going to bed. But now it's like they go out early and go, let's go have a beer during happy hour, and then we'll come back and have a party at our house. And the industries are kind of freaking out. And you know what?
Let them.
Here's what I'm going to make a prediction right now. So
Hand on the Bible, hand on God.
Hand on God. The alcohol industry is going to take a major hit.
I'm fine with that.
I had a non-alcoholic beer at Thanksgiving.
Don't even,
If
now,
I
what
can
brewery
learn,
was it?
I don't remember now. It was like,
Okay, because Brewdog has like 4. I've had Lagunitas hop water, which tastes like a hoppy beer, and
I just need it for my in-betweeners.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my God, this would be a masterful moment if I'm like, okay, I have a beer, but after that beer, I get a fake beer.
Yep.
But I'm still drinking that beer
tastes like that.
and
Yep.
it still kind of like goes through right.
and it's just water, so you're hydrating.
Yeah, they had it at the house and they were like, we don't know where we got that shit from. I'm like, I'm going to try it. And it was so
I've been doing
fucking
that
good.
when I go to a local cantina. They have the Lagunitas 0 alcohol, and I'm like, I'll just have that. 2 of
I
those.
love it. I love it because you can give yourself a break, but also
Yeah.
not. It's like you have to trick yourself mentally.
I know.
And it's so sad when you're drunk, but I'm like, if I can just fake this and pretend like I'm drinking, then
I won't get as
I'll be
drunk.
settled.
I'll
right.
feel better tomorrow.
Correct. So
To me, alcohol it's on the way out.
it's on the way
There's
out.
so many health problems, cancers associated with it. Like it's
What's
fun
the
to be
point
drunk,
of it though?
but it's
like when you really think about
you're
it, it's
not.
like,
You don't feel good the next day when you're drunk.
you want to talk about trauma? This is literally the alcohol industry is for people with trauma, and
Yeah.
all we do is we're like, well, fuck it.
I'm gonna
My
have a
parents
beer.
don't love me. I'm gonna get drunk, and it's like that repeats because we can't be alone during the weekend,
And then being unable
Can't
to
be
have
quiet.
it as a kid because it's like this secret adult thing. And then you get to call it. When I was in college,
Oh, it's so.
I had a bottle of either Bacardi flavored rum or some other like Smirnoff flavored vodka, like this, a fifth. I had to hide in the back of my closet behind all my clothing because you couldn't
Yeah.
have liquor.
Yeah,
and I
we-
was also
yeah.
underage. But like even if you were of age in the dorm, you couldn't have liquor.
Right.
You could only have like a
Not on
beer.
school property,
Light
especially-
beer. So I mean, when you think I was taking shots, like it would be Friday night or Thursday night, and then it was just shots of liquor, and you chase it with like a Diet Dr. Pepper. I still to this day,
Ew, oh my God.
if I smell Diet Dr. Pepper, I think of like taking shots, and all of
my
that
eyes
is
twitching thinking
Yes,
about what I
it's
used to drink.
disgusting.
We used to have aftershock. Have you ever heard of
What?
that?
No.
Okay, so you know Fireball,
Yeah.
similar. However, it was like I don't know what liquor. It was like a frosted glass. Oh my God, I'm just going to look it up and show you. And it was cinnamon flavored, but it was like it had like crystals and like.
I'm gonna throw up. Stop.
Hold on.
Goldschlager.
No, I mean it was like.
It's actually making me like have
Look, so there's these little crystals on the bottom of the bottle.
Ew.
Yes, so
Like what is that?
it's like cinnamon crystals.
I
We used to drink aftershock, and I used to have it in my room. But I'm like, some of the shit we used to drink, I'm like, how Mr. Boston's Popov, like,
yes. How are we
hi,
alive?
How did I do that? And yeah, how am I like? I used to have it underneath my. I had a little like entertainment center in my room because I really wanted one because I'm a fucking extra bitch.
Yeah, look up.
But I had these little like cabinets, so I had all my liquor bottles in these cabinets in my room at 17, 18 years old, 19, up to like when I moved out in 21.
8.
One.
Well, that's the thing
So
is,
I burnt the bed.
I forgot you burnt the
Have
bed.
I ever told that story on the podcast?
Yeah,
Okay.
your dad is like, God damn it, Bobby.
Yeah, like I was in big trouble.
The candle.
It wasn't a candle.
What was it?
It was a fucking lamp because I was masturbating.
I knew it was because you're masturbating. I thought it was a candle. Okay.
So yeah. Anyway.
So how did you burn a bed?
No, are we gonna really say it again? For those of you who don't know, I burnt down my bed when I was 21 years old. I was working for the radio station. Well, okay, long story short, webcamming was a really big thing back then. Yahoo, Mail for Mail, North Georgia was a great great little room for me. I met my first dick there. However, it was like a thing where I would just like jerk off and people would request to see my cam, and I'd be like, well, do they have a cam? And I'd look at their cam. If they were ugly, I wouldn't let them see.
I love it.
I was an asshole, like underage kid. Yeah, and I was underage at sometimes when I did it. But anyway, sorry, I was 18 really. So anyway, one day I was like, I'm horny. I'm going to go on cam. So my whole setup was I had a laundry basket that then had the webcams used to have like a little, like protruding ring that you could focus it almost like,
okay.
so
like a camera lens.
Yeah. Like this right
but
here.
You would just,
so you could clip it. So I'd feed it into the hole of a laundry basket front,
so,
clip it.
Okay.
So like stay there.
Okay.
So I'd have the laundry basket. Then it'd feed the thing to my laptop.
Okay.
And then on the other side, I would have this little lamp that was like an old 80s desk lamp that would get like literally 180 degrees.
I
like,
remember those.
Like they would
you, like,
burn
couldn't
you.
touch
no,
them.
yeah, it was like scary. So I decided I was going to put on a little performance, but then I was like, oh, fuck, I work for the radio station. I go down, Panic at the Disco. Oh my God, I got to go down there for sound check and blah, 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 blah. So I rushed out and I did not turn off the lamp. Well, the lamp then burnt a hole into my, like it melted through the mattress and it was like smoldering fire.
Through the mattress.
Yeah, it burnt the
It burnt through the sheets, the mattress.
Uh-huh. Oh, it was like almost like literally like, yeah.
The house could have burned down easily.
And I could still smell the smell when I, like, people won't know it if they haven't been there, but I know that smell that's in the room.
Oh, yeah, that's...
If you've ever burnt yourself or burnt anything, your clothes, you have to like put it in like...
I forgot all the details of this. Like I know the story,
so anyway,
but then how did your dad respond to that?
So here's what's happening. So the smoldering fire starts. Apparently my dad got home early, thank God, and smelled it and ran upstairs with a bucket and was like pouring a bucket of water
onto an electrical fire.
Well, it was like a smoldering.
Okay.
It wasn't actually electrical, I guess, because it was just like the lamp was so hot it was burning. So it wasn't like an electrical.
Okay.
Regardless, put it out, smoldering fire. Whatever. So my mom calls me and leaves me a message on my phone. I'm working at the radio station this time downtown, like 45 minutes away. And it was, Bobby, it's your mom. I need you to call me back when actually you probably really should just get home. You burnt down your room. So you should. And I'm like, I go, are you fucking kidding? What do you mean burnt down? I called her. What do you mean burnt down my room? She goes, hi, your father is... like, you need to come home. And I'm like, I'm never coming back to that fucking place again.
Not if your dad's there.
I'm like, no, I'm not going. I'm not going. This is where trauma really sets in. Because I was like fucking panic. Like, I was like ready to move out, like leave my whole entire life behind. So I get home and there's like restoration company was there, like already like flushing out the like they had like these, I don't know what it was called.
Okay. Like
an oxidizer,
oh,
like some kind of weird thing.
Okay.
They had that set up and they had all these fans blowing and all this shit. And I walk in and I go, hi.
Hey,
sorry,
I'm back from work.
Just like that meme.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
Oh, and everybody's like, and it's like, okay.
Hey. How y'all doing?
I walk in, I'm like, hey, I'm really this. I mean, it was.
Oh no, what did he say?
Basically, it said he was actually not as bad as it.
Okay.
I mean, he was done with me though. Like I was public enemy number one. It was, you need to get the fuck out of here. You need to find a place to live by the end of the summer. I was like, okay. It was like July.
How old were you?
Well, at this point, I had moved back from college, and I was going to a local college, but I was really fucking around. To be honest with you, I was 21. And,
you were 20. Okay.
And I was just like kind of a fuck up, if we're being honest. Like I really was.
You
like
worked at the radio station.
I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like whatever. So yeah, so that happened, and then I had to find out, and he kicked me out, and that's where I moved in with Heather Kennedy. Hey Heather.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened to the webcam? It just sat on the laundry basket, and they walk in. They're like,
that's
"What's this
weird.
camera?"
It's like I think I put away the camera. I just don't think I forgot the lamp was laying there. It was horrible. It was horrifying.
But why was it laying on the bed?
Because
for lighting.
Yeah, for lighting. Honey, I was doing this right here.
Oh,
fuck. It was for lighting, because especially with back then, the webcams were terrible. I would literally straddle basically.
Okay. The camera.
The laundry basket, leg here, jerking off right on my situation.
Oh, wow.
Honey, I was a Hollywood producer when I didn't even know I was.
I love that. That's so creative.
And then I was like, give me some aftershock. Anyway,
kicking out of the house.
Like I should have gone from the house. So anyway, that was like the best and worst time of my life, but also
That set you on your path, I feel.
it set me on the path.
Sometimes you need a fire for a rebirth.
But now I'm kind of paranoid about when I smell smoke that's not, like, I'm like, there's a fire, there's a fucking fire. And I'm like, no, there's not. It's when the heaters go on for the first time in the building.
Oh yeah, it smells bad.
It panics me. I'm like, something's burning. Something's burning. And they're like, calm down, the heat's on. I'm like, oh,
that's right.
oh, we're just burning off the dust from the year and letting us inhale it. Cool. Thank you.
Well, when you think about it,
oh, I'm done.
everything just sits in those vents.
We live in a
I
disgusting.
asked the heating company to like come clean out our vents, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have time for that." They're like, "We're busy repairing things." I was like,
Repairing?
"Yeah, but they like redid my house, and it's like flipped, so I'm sure there's a lot of dust in there."
Hi, can you?
We're repairing. We're busy. There's furnaces broken. There's air conditioning. I'm like, okay. So when could you come?
Yeah, like okay.
I literally I asked. I was like, we need to get that done.
It's true though. Like, think
nasty
about
shit in
how.
there. And there was like,
Oh my God, this is why we get cancer and shit though.
There's asbestos tape around our ducts downstairs. Not a lot, but like around a couple. And I asked them, I'm like, so what do we do about that? They're like, well, you can wrap it in like foil, but the point is, as long as it's not breaking down, you're not like getting particles everywhere, you'll be fine. It's in like the unfinished part where I never go.
Okay, maybe that's like the rules. If it's unfinished, then maybe you can.
And it's like this thin, but it's like, and it looks fine, but it's just like, what's this white tape?
Can they not like replace it?
They can if they have time. Or they said we
now,
can
do you have a
cover
radon
it.
system?
Yes, thank God.
Thank God. Was it there or did you have to put it in?
It was there, and then the guy who flipped the house was an asshole and wasn't going to... He said it was included, but it wasn't working, so we like made him in our final... Speaking of selling houses, we're like, if you say you're going to have a radon system, you
then
have
the radon system, bitch.
So he fixed it before we left, and it looks like it's working. I like go down and check the levels of this like liquid, this red liquid.
Like, you know, if it's in the middle, like the air bubble.
It's not suctioning or something.
I know, I haven't checked in a while. I need to go check, but like it really...
When you think about it, you're like, so I could just die from that, or I could die from
people. This is the problem, and I've always thought this about like New York City, Philadelphia, like these kind of places. Like I feel like everybody's just getting sick from the buildings. They're so old. If you really fucking think about it,
1920s building in New York City, it's never been cleaned out.
Yeah, like you've never been able to strip it fully and like give it a bath. Like it's
like
just
what's inside it?
I don't know, and that's what scares me. Is I'm like,
yeah, like what is that?
What would happen if there was like, I don't know,
an earthquake
or something? Yeah, that shook out all this like disease from the walls, or like I don't know.
Speaking of, I actually read this story this is getting a little scary, but
it's probably a real life thing too.
It is. So remember when we had a little science hour with Jim? Mm-hmm. So because of global warming, ice is melting all around. Okay, glaciers are melting where certain particles called viruses have been locked in for a long time. And there are some viruses coming out that are coming into contact with animals. So we are concerned that they may cross into humanity. And these are viruses, these are viruses we haven't seen in like hundreds of millions of years.
We might not be able to handle it. Like the minute it's released, it could like...
And we won't be able to, we've never seen this virus. Or modern humans haven't. I
keep thinking this.
It's
also
happening.
Humans are like old buildings. You're like, as you get older, it's like there's more.
You need colonics.
Yeah, we need to clean this out. We need to clean this whole hole out. We need to clean it all out.
Humans really are. Okay. I can tell you're like, we got to clean it out. We got to clean out the whole hole out.
Clean it out.
You sounded like a goat. Well, I have a topic.
Okay.
So
tell me.
Let me look at my phone, you high ass motherfucker.
I know it really is
You
bad.
made me forget.
It's bad.
You're like,
look what you made me do.
Okay, this is good for when you're high, I'm sure.
Right.
But Matt said something yesterday that like I was like, oh no. I think this is happening to a lot of queers out there. But
fuck.
He was like, I mean, it's getting pretty bad. It seems like you'd think all this stuff would go away, but it just seems like it's sticking around. He's referring to hate crimes and the anti-LGBTQ everything.
This is a problem.
We've got legislation everywhere. We've got people calling trans people groomers or parents of trans children child abusers. Drag queens reading stories to children are groomers, pedophiles. There's shootings in nightclubs. It's literally every single day on the news, you're like, oh yeah, like they fucking hate us. There's like a lot of people who just hate queer people for no reason.
That club got shut up the other day. Now, am I sad? that 5 homos got shot? No, I'm not sad at all. As a matter of fact, I think it's a good thing that they're not here anymore to molest kids. And I'm not condoning anybody to do anything like that. I don't believe it's right to take the law into our own hands, and I've said that so many times. But here's what I won't be upset about. I'm not going to be upset when someone that hates God and actively is promoting against God and hates his guts and molests children, even if it is just their eyeballs, to have to see these freaks writhing around and doing all these crazy dances in front of children, and then afterwards reading them a book or something. I said it's not right to take the law into your own hands, but I do understand why people are so fed up, because our own government is protecting these freaks, and that's all you see on the media right now. Right-wing MAGA kills these queers, and then some guy jumped in and helped them or whatever. Who cares? Like, I really don't care that those people got killed. And you're like, that sounds really hateful, Pastor. Well, it is hateful, because I do hate them, because they're a menace and a wart on the rear end of society. Amen. And there's nothing redeeming about them whatsoever. Yep. Listen, we're in America. We can say whatever we want. Right. And I'm not inciting violence, so don't even try to go there. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving.
Well, the reason is they're afraid of themselves.
Well, because they are queer. Right.
Definitely. But also some of them are just assholes.
This topic is a very important thing we got to talk about, though, because I have a thing to say. I was being serious. That was so rude.
This topic is a very serious topic that we need to speak about.
Well, you said it'd be good for being high.
No, I thought it'd make said it'd be good for being high.
Here's my thing. Now, like the guy who shot up Club Q is saying he's non-binary. And now my question is, and honestly, they look like they could be. I mean, I don't know if there's a look or not, but like,
because of all the bruising from the drag queen's heels.
Oh my God, that picture is.
I just
not drag
actually
queen.
Learned it's not
trans,
drag queen.
A trans woman.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry because I read so many stories where it's like drag queens. So it's like in my head where I'm like, oh, the drag. No, it was a trans woman.
It was a trans woman who
may have looked like a drag queen, or I don't really know. Like,
well, it depends on where we're at.
I'm just trying to figure out
in the situation, in the time frame.
I'm just trying to figure out like how that story got propagated. Like it was a drag queen for like literally like 4 days before someone's like, it wasn't a drag queen.
Well, a man in heels. I mean,
I just
if you're a drag queen.
If you're a drag queen. But I don't get it. I'm like, how did that story spread? I just don't get it.
It's really funny to me that these stories spread so quickly too, and it's like, oh my God, and then there's memes out, and there's little videos of like
and then it's
mean
like,
girls like, oh, drag queen. It's like we're joking so much about just like somebody dying, like people dying and being shot up. We're like, meantime, how many more of these we're gonna have? And it's like The Office.
Watch out for those heels.
It's right. Like
it's like no,
there's no place like home, and it's Dorothy clicking her heels, and it's like
shooting.
Me at the shooting. There's no place like home with the heels. Like that'd be a meme. Okay.
The guy who actually tackled like the former army guy, I think his wife and him own a brewery.
Yep, like right there.
Yeah, right there. So
I tried to buy.
She shared a video of them like at the show right before the event, like shooting.
Oh my God.
It was just so weird to watch. They're so happy. They're dancing around the table. It's just like fucked up that. Now, on the plus side for them, when I followed them on Instagram, they were at 30,000 followers. Now they're up to 80. Oh, that was yesterday.
I was gonna buy a shirt.
So I think they're
gonna be great.
I hope they do great.
Watch out, Budweiser.
He tackled the gun, like he just
and he has PTSD from his time.
Right.
And so it's like he really
somehow overcame that
right.
and went into action. And it's a straight guy.
And now this is also going to be...
I want straight guys in the gay bars now. I'm like, if they're allies. You know what I said? If they're allies.
Here's what I was thinking, actually, and this is not a joke.
Because we always are like, no straights in the bars. And I'm like, if they're allies, like, let's just let them come. This guy saved how many lives by being there?
I mean, and that's
it's
true.
A straight guy.
But I think what we need to start doing is, even if it's when you walk into a bar, you have to pay $1.
Yep.
I'm sorry if you can't afford that $1. If you can't afford the $1, then don't go to the bar. But you're going to go to the bar... and you pay $1 just to get in every day cover. And then there's covers for the later nights or whatever. But just I'm saying that every day, like it's a Tuesday afternoon, $1.
Or add it to the drink
or whatever.
At the bar. Yeah.
That's going to pay for the security at the front that is fully loaded with a weapon, who is trained with that weapon and who is part of some sort of community
program. Like
whatever.
Or like they're tied in with the queer people.
It could be police officers, but like I need it to...
at least gay ones.
we're just trying to figure out like the best way, but somebody who's allowed to basically take action with a firearm if something were to happen, because I feel like there's a lot of these places that, okay, if they're going to start shooting up bars, and our bartenders need to be strapped. I don't know what to do, but I'm just like, and I don't want to condone gun violence, but like, hi.
gun on gun. I love
but it's
that.
true though. Like if somebody walked
my
in
dad, so the night after my wedding, when my dad, brother, cousins, and me and Matt went out to Local Bar, which is a very queer-friendly bar.
Yep.
They had this guy, a black guy, who was in like tactical gear, had I think it was an AR-15. I mean, he was holding it like this. It looked amazing. And he was just standing by the bathrooms, and he's looking around, looking at everyone, watching the doors. And my dad was like, that's kind of nice that he's here. I'm like, well, this is a queer-friendly bar, so I'm glad they're doing it.
It's fucked up because I really just want to eliminate. It's kind of weird. The Second Amendment is going to come turn around real quick, and I think it's going to not be liked when the queers say, fuck it, we need to start protecting ourselves, and we start using guns.
Because if we went to places, if we started protesting against Republicans with guns,
I
don't think they'd like it.
No, they wouldn't like it at all.
Why don't we go show up to
let's
just show up to their nativity scenes for Christmas
with
and other
guns.
bullshit and be like, oh, hi, your Easter egg hunt? Well, we don't like Easter.
Oh, we don't
Satanists.
believe in that. Oh, you guys are
we have
grooming
guns.
kids to think that there's fucking bunnies hopping around.
We go to and we have guns.
Do.
They would not like that.
We disappoint our children from the start. We
really
teach them about Santa Claus, and literally it's a fucking lie that then you have to break their fucking hearts.
Oh, I believed in. I was 12.
I believe in.
I was a late. And I
was
forced
late, too.
myself because I had rumors from kids at school.
Well, you
like,
know the rumors. You're
that's
like,
not
it's
fucking
not
real.
true.
And I'm like, no, it has to be real.
I think a lot of queer kids actually had trouble with
Santa,
and the Easter and like all the things. Then you're like, but wait, if the Easter bunny's not real, what about Santa?
And then I was like, what about Jesus?
And then what about Jesus?
What about life? I was literally
what about all of it? What are
if
we
none
doing?
of it's real?
I don't think it is. I think we're all in
oh, you still think we're in a simulation?
I don't even know if it's simulation, but I think it's all just like really fucked up. I actually think I had a moment.
Like
one of my topics is like about simulation, kinda.
Okay, so what do you have to talk about?
Okay, well, let me just make sure I have the correct. I want to read it word by word because I was high when when I thought this, so I might as well just read it.
Oh yeah,
randomly thought this.
Okay.
Have you ever had someone you see all the time, no history, but somehow you feel like you had a story with them?
Yes.
There was some like. I don't know what triggered this, but like there's so many familiar people in your life, okay? And like for some reason there's certain people that like I feel like trigger something in my head where I'm like, this is gonna sound high and it's fine. But I think you understand. Like
I do.
Where you're like, I know him, I know this person, but why? And you don't know him. But like you feel like you have a whole story with this person, but you like blacked it out. And then I'm like, was there something? How do I know this person's face? I don't know. Is that weird? Is that like
no? It happens all the time.
Okay, because
not all the time, but like quite frequently, I'm like talking to someone and it's just like, wow.
You can really freak yourself out.
Like I'm already connected to them, and I don't know why. There's been bartenders. We met this person in Aspen that literally I was talking to her and we both acknowledged we were both like, and now I found out she was microdosing on mushrooms, but I did, but I wasn't. So I was like, this is weird. Like we've just been talking for like 20 minutes and I feel like I know you she's like, yeah, I feel like I've known you for a long time.
I'm really fucking connected.
And then I was like
yeah,
well, I don't trust you, but I trust myself.
No, that's all you can trust.
But she was microdosing, like she was coherent.
Right, it wasn't like
she does it every day. What's that? Are we about to be shot?
I actually think it's the dialysis van.
Oh, gee. Oh, someone gets picked up for dialysis here?
Yeah, right across the street. I don't know her name, but it happens.
I cannot.
Right. Oh.
Wait, does she come out in like a wheelchair? Or like
this, by the way. I was going...
What's a dialysis van?
It's like a van. They come pick her up and they take her to do dialysis.
Oh, is she handicapped? Are we allowed to say that? Is it disabled? It's just disabled.
What are we allowed to say?
Growing up, it was called the handicap van.
Yeah,
so I've always said that. Now I'm like,
don't say that.
It's not. I don't think you're allowed to say handicap. But you still have to say handicap placard.
I'm
like,
over it.
When you go to the B&B, you're like,
I hate everybody. Like,
I
seriously,
know,
I'm having a real big problem. Like, I really am starting to feel like I'm going to start becoming an old man and like rebel against everything. I'm like, fuck it.
I think we are though. Like we kind of are just
happens. Like, are we
I think we've clicked into being old, where we're just like, is that what you say now? Like, what do we have to do? Like, what do we have to fucking do?
Tiring. It is so tiring. Like, it's just.
You think it's tiring? Imagine being one of me and you misgender me and you're like,
okay, I didn't know that was even a fucking thing, and now I'm getting in trouble.
I didn't know there were fairy pronouns now. Like, and they are fair, femme, something like that. It's literally like fairy pronouns. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I think the pronouns are really confusing.
Why do they call him the fairy?
Because he's a fairy.
You fairy!
A fairy named Fairy.
I understand your problem with pronouns.
I saw someone on
You've gotta be
Instagram.
kidding.
I saw a fairy
You
on
have
Instagram.
got to be. Wait,
Fair, fear,
wait,
femme.
Say this all again. So if you saw a fairy on,
Fairs, fears, femmes. Fair, fear, femme.
are they fairy identifying?
They are a fairy, so they identify with fairy pronouns.
Like, this can't be real.
I know.
If
No,
this
it's
is
fucking real. It's fucking real. Let me show you.
Y'all, listen. Okay. Like, I'm so sorry. What I'm about to say is going to really piss some people off, but I really can't care anymore. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Fae, fairy, neopronouns is a gender-neutral pronoun set inspired by the word fairy. They can be used by anyone regardless of They have a fucking flag.
Okay, can I need you to
They have a flag.
I need you to screenshot that and send it to me immediately. I am horrified.
Fairy self. I know, because I saw someone on
I'm
Instagram.
sorry.
They said they were like fae, and I was like, fae?
I'm a fairy. A fairy. Not a girl. Not a person. A fairy. Actually a derogatory term. It's fae. But everybody knows what I'm talking about when I say fairy. P.S. If you're a guy and you like me, then you're not straight.
I'm sorry, what?
And then I like kept going, and it's like, oh no, it's like there's like actual pronouns for this.
I can't.
They call them their fairy self. Fae has to drive fairy self to school, like instead of themselves. They're fairy selves, fae selves. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying when I say we're old. I think we're at that
But
point.
this is what
where
I'm
we're
saying,
just
though.
like-
How do you
we're like,
explain to your like 45-year-old, not even that old, your 45-year-old coworker?
No, you can't.
Well, you need to use our proper pronouns for the fairies. Like, are we fucking?
They're like, we're allowed to say fairy again? I thought fairy was a slur.
Just like queer was a slur.
So I used to call gay guys fairies. Can I say that again? No,
Smear the
just for the
queer.
fairy people. It's a brave
I'm
new
sorry.
world.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm
The
gonna.
neopronouns are like
I don't know what to
a
say.
bridge
I'm
too
really
far. A bridge too far.
a bridge over broken waters,
Troubled.
troubled waters.
I will lay thee down. Fae, fair, femme.
I just really wish you never said that to me, because honestly,
I know you
think
were
I'm
like in a
done.
good place.
I think
You
I'm
were kind of
fucking
like,
done.
I mean, it's fine, but then I'm like, there's fairy pronouns.
So what's next? Mermaids?
Don't. They're actually mermaid mem. There are mermaid pronouns.
I like being a mermaid. Can I just be... My gender is mermaid now.
Stop. Like, is this real?
I thought you were kidding.
I am gonna listen. I need explanation on this. Like, I don't understand what is. This is what I'm saying. I'm in a simulation. Can't be fucking real.
They're called xenopronouns, or any pronouns that transcend language.
Isn't that what they did?
Mare, mermaid, mermaids, merself. This morning, Mer went to the park. I went with mermaid, and Mer brought merm frisbee. Mer brought merm frisbee.
Okay, why are mermaids
At least
playing
I think it was
frisbee?
mermaids. By the end of the day, Mer started throwing the frisbee to Merself. Yeah. So I love that you like thought you were kidding, but I like already knew that yes, that is also a pronoun.
So, like,
Those
this
are
is okay. So now I'm really gonna lean into this.
okay. Let's see. There are also alien pronouns, and I'm not. I'm not fucking kidding.
This is so. Oh my god, we need to call
We're
911.
old.
Somebody
We're
needs to call
old.
911 on these fucking Gen Z.
Somebody call
This
911.
oh my god, I need to call my Gen Z cousin and be like,
Yeah.
I need to know,
Is this real?
is this real? Like, I
Well.
am horrified right now.
Mem. Mer brought merm frisbee.
But again, so then how am I supposed to explain to my middle of the road person,
Yeah.
very in the middle, but we really want you to start using the mermaid and fairy pronouns, please. If you can't do that, then we're going to have a problem here. It's like, what are we doing?
We're gonna start a fight.
Hi.
We have, yeah.
I'm literally just dumbfounded.
I know.
I'm not trying to be rude. Like, I want to accept everybody for who they are. I really, truly do. But at some point, we've got to be like, hi. I think we might have hit the threshold. Like, fairy.
Yeah, like fairy.
Like,
Full fairy pronouns.
so that means you have to believe in a fairy.
Step one, mermaid.
Mermaids. That means you believe in mermaids.
Or alien. You believe you're an alien. Okay. Interesting. It's
so
gonna
scared.
be difficult
We're old.
because I think maybe we're just old, but like it's really, you know, there's still a lot of old people in this country, and I don't know how many of them are going to be convinced. You know, the ones who are already these ones that are already wrong. The ones that are already a little afraid of us, a little still they don't know a gay person, so they're seeing things on TV. They're like, oh, Will and Grace. I guess I mean it's kind of weird. I don't know if I would let a gay person around my kids. I just never met one, and you know those people who like just need to meet someone.
Yeah.
If their first person they meet says they're a fairy, I don't know if they can come back from that. I think that person is going to be full Trump, full hate the LGBTQ forever.
And that's like where these rage incidents then happen.
And then we have a rage incident because they're like, the fucking fairies are taking over.
Like they finally got used to just saying they, them. They're like, it's going to be fine.
They're like,
I got
okay,
it. And then you're like, well, actually, I'm a fairy now. I'm sorry. Like, that's where I would go ballistic. No offense, especially if I was a Republican Trumper. I would be like, listen.
Well, that's the Trumper in us. We're kind of like, you know.
Well, we grew up Trumpers.
We grew up Trumpers.
But then, I mean, like, we were in a place
no, we did.
where, okay.
Like, I voted for McCain over Obama. Like, that's a Trump.
So did I. And I did too.
We're full Trumpers.
Yeah. I mean,
if we didn't like wake up at some point in our lives, we would still be like
if we
that.
actually, if we didn't like escape.
If I didn't like look into myself and be like, what's going on?
Yep.
I would still be like that.
I would too.
There's just a lot of lost people that are like afraid of everyone else. And it's not even like we're afraid of these fairy mermaid people.
No, not at all.
It's just that it's like we're trying to tell them like it's going to be a little difficult to convince. And that's fine. Like keep living your life,
Live
but
your dream.
don't go on rants and get mad at everyone
right,
when they're like,
how dare they not call me by my,
no.
It's like,
listen, Fur Fair Femme Mems is...
If you are one of those and you're offended by anything that we just said, please message me. I want you on the show.
I would like
immediately.
We have questions.
We have to talk to you. If you are a murderer,
and it won't be hostile. Like
no,
I
not
just
at all.
literally am like, how did you arrive here? And how did a community grow out of this? Like how many people are there like this?
How many people are?
Because it's like, it has to be niche, but like when you just like Google it and like so many pages come up, I guess it's more people than I thought.
They have a flag.
They have a flag.
Maybe we should make up something and see if we can get it to go viral. Like,
I'm sure we could.
Our new we're unicorns and pineapples.
Oh, I like that. Unicorn would be
unicorn. Fun. Unums. Unums. Bitch.
That's how we greet each other. That's your unicorn name. No, that's my pup name is Avalon.
But I think mine might be Babylon then.
As a pup or as a...
Maybe as a pup.
Yeah, we should
Babylon
be
and
pups.
Avalon. Avalon and Babylon.
I would love that.
Thank you.
So
I'm a pup.
I don't know how I got you down that road. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But I think we just need to acknowledge we're old.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. The
problem is that most people are old. So like a lot of this niche stuff, yeah, it's gonna be hard. Hard road ahead.
It's a hard road ahead for us all. Now, I don't know really what I'm going to go into this, but I think I'm going to read what I wrote. I think I was high or drunk. I'm not really sure. I was drunk. Aunt could sense my aura and was thinking it felt off. Part of my trauma is to keep myself hidden from people closest to me, family, because I was always expected to be a certain thing, and I'm not that. I'm actually better than that, but the trauma and damage is done. I realized something this trip, because I've been getting in touch with myself. Like, I think that so there's no expectation of me. I've created it in my head that there is an expectation of me when I go to these big events, the family events. Like I need to act like a certain way. I need to dress a certain way. I need to be a certain way.
Okay.
So it creates a lot of anxiety. And so I'm afraid to be my full authentic self a lot of the times in front of my family.
I gave up on that. It's so great.
I know, but the thing is they want me to be that way. It's me.
Like, I think when my family saw me at the wedding and like the party,
they were like, fuck it. Like,
they were like, oh, that's how he is with his friends. He's crazy. And I was just like cussing and whatever.
Yeah. Like, I don't care. But that's the thing. Like, I'm like,
so you're still kind of like a little,
I walk in and
hey guys. Hi. Hey guys.
So I tried making jokes.
This is my partner.
Well, so yeah, we walk in and, oh, the gays are here. And I was like, the party's here. And then I was like, oh, fuck, they're looking at me. Like, my Uncle David's over here, and he doesn't really... I don't know. Is it like my sense of like, I'm just scared to fully allow myself to go. However,
now, have they ever given you indication that you can't?
No.
Okay.
That's the part that's really fucked up, is that's where it's in...
So Uncle David's not actually like homophobic?
Well...
Or is he just not
here's why, though.
vocal about acceptance?
No, in previous years...
Okay.
my uncles weren't as open-minded. It
Jesus
took me
Christ.
coming. Well, I mean, it's not that uncommon.
Yeah.
But it was like they never had anybody super close to them. So when I came out, it was like a whole like fucking flip the switch. I don't even know what we're talking about. Don't. You're gonna have to remind me. That's why. So now I walk in there thinking, if I'm showing my real self,
They're gonna be like,
oh, he's really gay.
time to go back to queer bashing.
But also, why can't I just be myself?
Maybe you are really gay. Have you ever thought that?
Well, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Have I ever thought that I've been living with a man for 8 years? Like,
No, but like gay acting,
oh yeah.
like outside the house. Yeah.
Hey. No, I
Hey,
actually
what's up?
have tried to. That's what I'm talking about being authentic is because I am a sassy whore. And I think that if
My neighbor noticed.
that I'm a sassy little bit. So I was being myself.
Mason was like, wow, he's
He's a sassy queer.
no, like in a good way. Like
He wants me to suck it.
Mason knows you're a sassy whore. But like maybe you just need to
Just
be a
keep being
sassy
myself.
whore
Right, so
at your
that's-
family gathering. So
Well, so
why did
that's-
she think your aura was off? Because you were restraining yourself?
Because I wasn't. She grabbed my hand, to hold my
Oh,
hand. Like she's
oh,
very
no.
lovey, kind of. I'm not that type of a person.
That's never good. My aunt did that to me
So she
once.
grabs and she's like holding it, and she goes, calm down. She was like, hit my hand. She's like, what is going on? When she was saying it, I was like, you're right. I am holding back. I'm like literally just so scared of everybody. It's like I'm scared of family. Like it's really fucked up.
Or do you just have anxiety about being out of the house and being around a lot of people? Because you hate crowds.
No.
You don't want to go out.
It's not even go out. I think I'm just tired of the same old bullshit. I think that's why I liked Wilton. I went out to Wilton because it was like
Yeah,
there's
you went out
naked
a
people.
lot.
Right.
Right. I was gonna say,
I'm just tired
that
of the
was
same
like
old
a
like,
crazy
oh,
shit. Yeah.
here's the same fucking smellies we see every goddamn week. Oh, like no. Like,
It was remarkably
no.
boring that night.
I can't.
But we got really drunk, so it was fine. But I was like,
no, it wasn't drunk
that
for
was-
me.
oh,
It
you were
was,
right.
I was in the hallway of hell hitting a pen. No, that I blacked the fuck out. And then I was like, I want to see the dark.
oh,
I came home and ate ice
3
cream
a.m.
with peanut butter. I had peanut butter.
Matt heard me making it and was like, I knew you were blacked out. He was, or not blacked out. He's like, I knew you must have been messed up. You were cooking at 3 a.m.
Well, and then I was like,
sorry.
well, that's what's so funny because then I was like,
Sorry.
how's it 2:30? And
I didn't know
eating
how.
ice-
I was like, it's 3 a.m. I'm eating mac and cheese.
I was so fucking high that night that I like literally was in the car going, what in the fuck? Like where? What?
Have you ever pulled up to your house in an Uber and not
Yes.
realize you're at home?
You're like
I looked out the window and I was like,
every
gay flag. And then I was like, that's my house. And it's like, oh shit.
Every time.
They're like, we're here. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
They're like, we knew you were a faggot.
Literally, we knew all along.
But they-
so your aunt was holding your hand. So then
Yeah,
you,
my
like,
aura was off. So this is what's bringing all this up. Basically, is that I need to learn to let it all fucking go and not worry.
Do you know what happened? This thing that happened with me when I finally acted myself. What's up?
I just didn't understand what you just. I'm just not me. That's what I heard.
I did say it really fast. and
Yeah, I was
weird.
like, no, it's not me. And I'm like, what? Like,
I was like, you know what? The same thing happened to me.
The same thing happened. Okay.
Okay, so the same thing happened
to me.
Same thing happened to me. But when I became myself at work, everyone noticed. They were like, oh. I mean, literally, like, all of a sudden people started talking to me more, though.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, all these people before were, like, thought I was, like, nice, quiet, you know, like, they knew I was gay, but, like, then when I finally started being sassy, people, like, fucking loved
They love it.
Everyone's like, oh,
Even
my
the
God.
straight guys love it.
Oh, my God, Jim, you're so funny. And I'm
It's
like,
like,
what?
straight
the
guys-
straight guys
dig it sometimes
slap my
'cause they think
ass
it's-
over it.
That's what I meant to tell you just now. What happened at the end of the night at AWOL, though? Were we talking to that bar? Did he show us his dick? I can't
He
remember.
showed us his dick behind the bar. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was big. He just got it out. And I was like, ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, I was like trying to. I really was trying
It
to
was
piece
nice.
back together that night. Like I really was
We
in
saw his
trouble.
dick. No, literally.
We were in trouble. Like,
You don't
I could've
remember meeting
died.
Jacob and Adam because you were like, the people. Remember the people I just talked about downstairs and you remembered after a while?
Jacob and Adam. Yes.
And you were like,
That was
we
I
talked
remember
to them
them.
for like an hour and a half.
I just remember I felt like
We were in the back
was
room
being
for a while.
attacked.
We danced for a while. And then we went inside. We did dance.
oh yeah, that's when I did the video.
Like,
Bam, 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 bam,
slow
bam, bam.
motion
Yeah,
video.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. All I know is that I ended that night eating ice cream with peanut butter and snow caps on top.
Snow caps. Snow caps.
Snow caps, like my mother used to.
I
call
like
them.
snow caps.
Literally. It was the best ice cream, and that's when I looked at the clock. I was like, "Oh, fuck,
That's
it's
interesting. So
2:30.
I think you're more of a sweet person, and I'm more of a savory.
Yes.
Because I go for like pizza, mac and cheese. I want like salty shit.
When I'm high, I really like when I'm
go towards sweet.
Well, okay, so
Drunk or high?
Drunk. Well, it depends because that's the thing. Drunk, I think I'm more hearty. Drunk, I
Yes.
want pizza. I want like or fried.
Oh, Taco Bell.
But if it's high and drunk, if it's just high, I like candy, sour.
Ooh.
Like. But if it's high and drunk, it's fully sweet, fully sour, babe.
Oh my god!
I want a fucking conglomerate of peanut butter. It's always peanut butter. It's always peanut butter. And then have you ever had peanut butter and you almost feel like you're choking?
Oh yeah.
Because you're
like a spoonful. I'm like,
yeah, but it's too much. Well, when you're high and drunk, the night at 2:30, you're just going. I was like, like I almost choked.
What if Michael found you on the
Woke up
ground
dead.
and you have the peanut butter spoon in your hand?
Like, can you imagine if
He'd be like, well, he died happy.
And I'm like,
the last
the bear face. Like, I mean, it really.
Jesus, this is so bad.
So bad.
Now, I think I have sundries.
You better have a fucking sundry.
These are good. I just have to remember where they happened because I believe I was drunk and I don't remember.
That's what I love. I love our.
I don't remember where we were, but I think, did we go to dinner that night last Friday? Like we recorded at my house. We ate at my house, so we couldn't have. We had Thai.
Then we came here. Then we went to. That is such a blur.
Yeah, we came to this house because I like avoided Michael. You changed or dropped something. You dropped your stuff off. We went to. But then like, did another night last week? Did we go out to dinner somewhere? I feel like we had to have.
Well, let's hear what you have to say, and then maybe.
So Bobby and I are out, and
viewer discretion is advised.
My name is Bobby Griffith.
I am about to be.
It'll probably be cancelled, but
Next footage may be too gruesome for some audience members, so viewer discretion is advised.
I am so scared right now. Oh no.
Okay. So we're at A-Hall, we're at the bar. I'm like dancing like a fool. I actually took a video and made a reel of it.
Okay.
So I'm just like dancing. And then behind me, I started talking to like this gentleman and his like 3 or 4 friends. And they're all at this bar drinking. So I hear like 2 different languages. Like I hear Brazilian, I hear Spanish, something else. And I'm like, oh, interesting. So I turn to Bobby and I go, hey, Bobby, there's like an international table behind us. And you looked at me blacked out and you're like, smells like one.
I remember.
Like it was that quick.
The problem is that
you
was
literally
so
just
matter
looked
of
down,
fact.
you're like,
It was
smells like one.
That's when the weed was really kicking in. And I'm just like really sassy, and I'm like, smells like it.
Maybe you did say smells like it. Yeah, you're like smells like it, and I just like it was like that, and I was like, I mean, it kind of does smell like. It was like, you know how like Indian restaurants smell. It was kind of like that type of scent, like spicy.
Spicy.
Maybe it was just someone's cologne, but like it literally smelled spicy.
And yeah, I don't know how I'm going to justify this. And also,
no, because they were like white. You were not racist. If
how are you
white.
from Africa and you're white?
So if you're from Africa, why are you white?
Well, they weren't Africa.
No,
what is that from? Mean Girls?
Yeah.
Sorry. Here's another thing that you said that night.
Oh my god.
You go.
Oh, I think I remember something else too. I don't know if this is it.
I like ran into someone that I knew from online, and someone that you also knew from like a past life. You knew them like separately from how I knew them, and I was like, oh my god, I know that person from Instagram. And you're like, sluts, no sluts. And I was like, wait, what? He just like looked at me and were like, sluts, no sluts. You called me a slut and them a slut. And like that person kind of is. So like to be fair, I was and I kind of am sometimes when I'm in a mood. So yeah, you said that. So this sundry topic is Bobby's phrases. Drunk Bobby's phrases.
It's not cute when it's drunk high Bobby.
Drunk high Bobby's
it's fun.
phrases.
It's fun for everyone.
For me.
But
smells like it.
Smells like it.
There was one more phrase.
Little like quick and quips.
So this was actually.
Oh no.
This was actually after a long time of you looking around the bar surveying things. You were kind of just like trying to sober up, I think, but you were kind of like, like bopping, but just like looking.
Yeah.
You're just like looking around and you turn to me and you're like, why are there so many trans lesbian men here?
I did not say that.
And I was like, wait, what? And you were like, you heard it. I was like, what do you mean? except I knew what you meant.
Because didn't I try to hit on one of them?
So then I looked around and I was like, I know what you mean. I knew what you meant.
Oh my God, I remember now too.
I know exactly what you
absolutely
meant.
true.
No, there were literally like 6 different people that I were like, they could be
We don't
a
know.
trans man, a butch lesbian, or both. Like,
it's a big question mark for me.
And it was just like a lot. There was like a whole congregation.
Well, it was weird because we were at a bar and we're at Bear.
We were at Bear, so it's like you think it'd be Bear, but you were like, why are there so many trans lesbian men here?
I stand by it.
I wrote it down immediately. I was like,
the problem is that everyone's gonna be like, oh my God, you're
That's
so fucking rude. You're such a racist. You're such a bigot. You're such a homophobia.
It was all true though.
It's not a lie.
The table smelled spicy. Trust me, I went up to them. I like almost made out with one of them before you pulled me away.
Yeah.
Sluts, no sluts. I am that person was.
I don't
And
know,
there
who
were a
was that?
lot of people that looked like that. So it's like,
the thing is that I guess, and that's what's really fucked up.
maybe you just tell the truth when you're drunk enough.
Wow, weird. That's what I was gonna say.
So you're just a truth sayer.
So it's really sad that the truth is what gets me in trouble.
Right.
Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah, you're not allowed to speak it. You'd have to be like, oh, I'm so glad they're here. They look,
I'm glad these
they smell great. They smell really great.
And they're white.
And they were white. Yeah, that's the problem.
I don't remember. I remember.
Well, as our friend Dave told us, Spanish people consider themselves white. Like Spanish speakers from Spain consider themselves white.
And they kind of are.
So, and that's why I'm like, I think like these are
because you can have ginger Españolas. Españols.
My final sundry, and this is like just something that came up. I'm talking to my lesbian friend at work, and she was having a crush on an older woman, and she's telling me about that, and she's like, oh my God, she's just so hot. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like a mom. And then I'm like, I look at her and I was like, do you ever say like mommy? Do you ever call like older women that you like,
mommy.
attractive older women, mommy? And she's like, no, we never do that.
Oh my God, I never even thought of that.
And I was like, well, why do gay men like call everyone daddy that they like that is older, but like lesbians don't say mommy?
I feel like because even lesbians want a daddy.
Wow.
And that's the ball game.
And that's the tea. They want to be a daddy.
Right. Well, or they didn't really have a daddy.
Yummy.
Or they had too much daddy.
Little baby.
Their daddy made them shoot guns.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I don't know. I think everybody just wants a daddy regardless.
Yeah.
The problem is that everyone wants daddy because daddies are so scarce and not in your life and like just don't care about you. So.
Wow. But everyone has a mom. Yeah.
But everybody has a mommy.
Now, what are your sundries?
My sundry, at least to start, it's not really a sundry. It's actually, I'm pissed at myself. Okay.
Oh no, Bobby's Corner.
So I had to pack for this trip, packed everything up, grabbed a new tube for the CPAP. Everything's great. Go up there. I'm tired, so it's time for bed. I forgot one piece. So I got a new tube to go up there. I was like, I have new tubes that came in. I'm gonna take a new one and this one will whatever. There's a little plastic like connector that you have to have that'll go into the mask and then into the tube, or the tube won't stay on the mask. So I get to this fucking hotel and I can't put on my CPAP.
Oh fuck.
And let me tell you.
And you knew how many nights you were there.
I literally the first night I woke up 5 times, I think, peed every time.
Oh yeah.
Tossing, turning. I mean, it's fucking crazy. I'm like, oh my God.
I used to do this like regularly.
Right. So yesterday I was living my best life, like, but I think I was tired because I didn't get good sleep.
Yeah.
So what do we have to do? I go searching all over fucking town for goddamn CPAP supplies. We're also trying to hang out with everybody.
On Thanksgiving Day or what day?
The day after.
So yesterday. Okay.
Yeah. So we go to fucking
medical supply store.
We go to fucking Walmart. That's where I saw the Walmart shit.
Okay.
And there was nothing there. Thankfully, though, Michael suggested medical tape.
Oh.
So I took the medical tape and made a whole fucking like basically
just
a mask.
connect it, yeah.
And it worked. And I got good sleep last night. Only woke up once. But my sundry is make sure to.
I know what you mean. This happened to me.
It's the small
I
details.
packed everything. I got to Tulum. I didn't have shaving cream.
Right. It's the dumb shit.
So I'm like, oh, I have everything except the one thing that I can't find easily here.
And honestly, it's the thing that's like, yeah, it's
like, oh, that little thing. I can't.
It's a little
shave.
connector, and that's all it is. And I'm like, oh my God.
And
like,
sleep is bad. Like you need that.
I was so fucking panicked.
5 times. And you probably feel like you're choking now. You're probably not used to it.
It was horrible. Like
this is how Matt's going to feel, hopefully, after he gets his.
God, it's life-changing. Like, I will never, like, I can't.
Matt, he might not nap as much.
It's true. It's true.
Excellent.
I think, I want to make sure I get everything that we need to get in. And there is something that I thought of. A game. We got to get on the streets, and it's really hard because we're both busy, and it's cold. So the streets are really not it, but when the streets come back.
When the streets hit, honey.
I really want to start playing games with people, and I want to play a game called Match the Penis.
Yeah.
Where we can get either celebrity penises or just random guy penises, and they have to try to pick which one matches. And if they match a certain amount, we give them like something.
I love that game.
But it's a funny like conversation starter.
Oh, there's so many out there.
There's so many things we could do with just a microphone on the side of the
Tom
road.
Hardy, Orlando Bloom, Chris Brown. There's so many penises out there.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
In the water scene in that one movie. Oh, yes. Actually, I would have fucked Bruce.
Well, yeah. That's one thing I've learned, honey, is my requirements for what I need in a man have gone down.
They can be brain dead, but as long as that cock's thick. Oh, that sounds like a title. But that sounds really horrible too. Anyway, make sure you subscribe and follow us on YouTube if you don't. And if you don't want to watch us, then just follow us on our podcasts and all your major podcasts, blah, blah, blahs.
And apps and websites.
And yeah, follow us on Instagram.
But YouTube is better.
YouTube is better, and we're really trying to get our shit together, like make sure we're recording correctly every time. And I know that there's haters out there, like we talked about last week, and fuck them. So yeah, so thanks for joining us again, and we will see you next time. We're barreling towards Christmas, so I'm sure we'll have some kind of Christmas theme at some point. Unfortunately,
we will.
Oh, also have fun in Mexico.
Thanks. I'm going to Mexico City with Sabrine.
Okay, so we need to
Monday.
you need to like
But I'll be back
we
Saturday.
Need a story. Yeah,
yeah,
so
I'll be
we'll
back
have
Saturday.
stories about Mexico.
Yeah, next week stories about Mexico.
Let's see how.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have so many.
I'm
comments.
so
I'm worried. Okay,
I'm excited. Thank you.
Bye.